Hey, my name is Connor, and welcome to Crypto Empire, where we dominate the crypto markets. In this video, I'll be going over Polkadot, as Polkadot is, in my opinion, the #1 Web 3.0 project, making an interoperable world between blockchains. Polkadot managed to stay in the top 10 over 2021 with no decentralized applications live on the network. Now the Parachains have officially launched. Moonbeam is now live and more dApps are starting to go live, more layer 1 Parachains. I believe that the ecosystem is set to explode along with the price of DOT. So in this video, I'll be covering all things DOT from all the recent updates, and then we'll be taking a look at the price charts. If that does interest you, be sure to stick with me until the very end of this video. And if you are new to Crypto Empire, go ahead right now and smash that subscribe button down below and turn on all bell notifications so you don't miss any future videos, and let the gains be with you. At the current moment in time, a very popular buzzword in cryptocurrency is Web 3.0, and that is for very good reason. We are at the cusp of the biggest technological revolution that human beings have ever experienced with Web 3.0. Let me explain why and how Polkadot actually fits right into this current narrative, and why I believe, like I said in the intro to this video, it is the Web 3.0 play in cryptocurrency. So at the current moment in time, we have Web 2.0. We had Web 1.0 in the 90s up to the early 2000s, and you couldn't really do anything on Web 1.0. You could maybe send some emails, but as we can see right here, Web 1.0 offered limited access to information with little to no user interaction. You really couldn't do much. It was more like a one-way highway with a narrow lane for content creation. Now we have Web 2.0 that started in about 2005, and we still have that today. And the main thing with Web 2.0 is the huge tech companies like Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Google, more of them, etc. They basically own everything. They built the entire infrastructure. They did a very good job building the infrastructure, being that 99% of the population is addicted to these companies' apps that they've built, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, etc. Right? It gives us little dopamine releases constantly, and we're always looking at them, which is something that you need to be aware of, but we're talking about cryptocurrency here. Nonetheless, Web 2.0, the big tech companies own all of the data, and it has a single point of failure, and that obviously comes with some issues with it. We can read right here that Web 2.0 basically has unprecedented control over information. So now we have Web 3.0 at the cusp of going parabolic with technology, and everything is kind of coming together right now. We can see Web 3.0 is the next stage in the evolution of the internet. Built on the core ideas of decentralization and openness, Web 3.0 is set to make the internet much more user-centric, content-friendly, and intelligent. Web 3.0 sits at the confluence of the internet, artificial intelligence, and blockchain technology. Blockchains will empower creators, as we've already seen with NFTs, and ensure people control their own data. This right here is what Crypto Empire is all about. This is why I started the channel in the first place, to give the power back to the people. It's a fundamental human right to have freedom of movement with your funds, to get access to information. We're in the information age. Content information moves at the speed of light, and everybody deserves to get access to information and financial inclusion and freedom of movement with money. We shouldn't be held back and restricted by banks the way we are today. And obviously blockchain technology, Bitcoin at its core, that's its main use case, is basically to be sovereign money, sovereign cash. Nonetheless, Web 3.0, we're on the cusp of something huge here. Now let's get into how Polkadot does actually fit in to Web 3.0. So Polkadot is the need of the hour. And now I'm not going to read every word of this article. I'll summarize it right now. Basically, at the current moment in time, we are held back by the issues of scalability and interoperability. We have a blockchain such as Ethereum, where transactions are costing over $100 just to transfer a token to another wallet address, a basic transfer. And then to interact with smart contracts on a network like Ethereum, it can cost up to $200 sometimes for a Uniswap transaction. So it's basically unusable for most people. And it's also not interoperable. It does not seamlessly connect with other blockchains out there. Now, Polkadot is the exact opposite, basically. It is completely interoperable because it is a layer 0 relay chain. I've spoken a lot about layer 1s here on the channel. I've also spoken about layer 0s such as Cosmos and Polkadot, Cosmos Atom. Nonetheless, a layer 0 is a relay chain, and it has Parachains connect to that. We can see right here on the Polkadot website that Parachains are live. Nonetheless, Parachains are their own sovereign blockchains. They are layer 1s, secured, so they have very high security with the Polkadot Relay Chain, and they are interoperable and can interact with all different blockchains. So let's continue on with the article. We'll be getting into the Parachains in just 1 minute. So Polkadot is designed to converge multiple blockchains into a single unified network. Seen as an evolution to other blockchains like Ethereum and Cardano, Polkadot's Parachains allow developers to build multiple custom blockchains, not just custom tokens like we see ERC20 tokens popping up all the time on its platform. This enables seamless transfer of data between different blockchains. And then also on the scalability front, Polkadot can scale up to 1 million transactions per second. The Polkadot blockchain already supports 1000 TPS, a significant improvement over Ethereum's 13 TPS. Thankfully, the Polkadot network, known as the blockchain of blockchains, effectively solves these issues, thus bringing us one step closer to realizing the dream of Web 3.0. So Polkadot's founder is Dr. Gavin Wood. If you didn't already know, he actually wrote the code for the Ethereum virtual machine. And Dr. Gavin Wood also started a nonprofit organization called Web 3.0 Foundation, coincidentally enough, right? So Polkadot is the crowning project launched by Parity Technologies in mid-2017 and supported by the Web3 Foundation. So Parity and Web3 are both based in Switzerland and founded by Dr. Gavin Wood. He's the co-founder of Ethereum, and he has the vision to propel blockchain and the decentralized web into the stratosphere. So the underlying mission of Polkadot and Web 3.0 is the same: to create a more transparent internet that gives back power to people over their personal data. They believe that big corporations centralize and monopolize data and wield excessive power that does not serve the internet well. All right, so that is a little summary of Web 3.0 and how it's an improvement over the past iterations of the internet and how Polkadot plays an integral role in that. We can see at this moment in time, Polkadot is trading for $26.98, sitting at rank number 9 in market cap, a current market cap ranking of $28.9 billion. Now, the supply of Polkadot, it's important to understand there is no capped maximum supply. Polkadot is a proof of stake blockchain, so the network is always going to reward its stakers for securing the network into infinity. At this current moment in time, there is a total supply of 1.1 billion and a circulating supply of 1,073,000,000 DOT coins. I just mentioned you can stake your Polkadot. At the current moment in time, the reward payout is 13.95%. Adjusted after inflation, you're going to be looking at around 5.66% APR on your DOT staked. Important to note the participating amount of DOT stakers. So 53.4% of all Polkadot coins are staked. Over half of the circulating supply is locked up in a stake. And with that, we talked about how Parachains have already went live. Over 10% of the supply is locked up in Parachains for 2 years, and there's only 6 Parachains live right now. The number of total Parachains that are set to go live over the next years is said to be 100. Only 6 are live. You can imagine, use your imagination on the amount of DOT that are going to need to be locked up to actually gain a Parachain slot. That is very bullish. So speaking of Parachains, let's head on over to parachains.info, and we can see the 6 Parachains that are now live on the Polkadot mainnet. Mainly we have Akala, Astar, Parallel Finance, Moonbeam, and Clover Finance. Now, if you're newer to Polkadot and you want to understand how the whole Parachain auction works, I did cover contributing to the Akala crowd loan Parachain. If you want to see that video, I'll leave a card right here. It shows you the process of how basically anybody out there in the world can actually contribute to these Parachains and get access to the tokens that are now starting to go live. And Moonbeam is now also live as well. Moonbeam is the Ethereum virtual machine smart contract hub on Polkadot. We can see right here a fully Ethereum compatible environment on Polkadot. Moonbeam is much more than an EVM implementation. It's a highly specialized layer 1 chain that mirrors Ethereum's Web3 RPC, accounts, keys, subscriptions, logs, and more. The Moonbeam platform extends the base Ethereum feature set with additional features such as on-chain governance, staking, and cross-chain integrations. So Moonbeam is basically like Ethereum 3.0, right? It's better than Ethereum 2.0. It's very, very good technology that was built by the Moonbeam Foundation. We can see at the moment in time the token did just go live. It's the Glimmer token. This is the brother network to Moon River. Moon River is live on the Kusama Relay Chain. Kusama is Polkadot's canary network. Its wild, crazy cousin, as Dr. Gavin Wood likes to coin it. Nonetheless, I've covered Kusama many times in the past. I'm not going to be covering it in this specific video, but the Glimmer token is now live. All-time high hit $19.50 yesterday. Now it is trading at $8.63. So some profit takers in there. This is not a quick flip at all. If you contributed to the Moonbeam crowd loan and you're looking for a quick flip, not sure what's going through your head. So now that you have a better understanding of the Polkadot network and how parachains work, let's get into the use cases of the DOT coin itself. And we can head on over to the Polkadot website. This is polkadot.network, and we can read a little bit about the DOT token right here. So the DOT token serves three distinct purposes: governance over the network, staking, and bonding. So governance, Polkadot token holders have complete control over the protocol. All privileges, which on other platforms are exclusive to miners, will be given to the Relay Chain participants, DOT holders, including managing exceptional events such as protocol upgrades and fixes, right? So you get to vote on the future of the network. That's a great perk. Staking as well. We already covered staking. The network rewards and incentivizes stakers for securing the network. All right, so you can stake your DOT, earn a nice healthy yield, and grow your stack. Also bonding, parachains. New parachains are added by bonding tokens. Outdated or non-useful parachains are removed by removing bonded tokens. This is a form of proof of stake. So if you do bond your Polkadot tokens in a parachain auction, they're locked up for 2 years. All right, you'll get them back along with the new token that is going live. If they win the parachain, if they lose the parachain, you get your DOT sent back to the DOT wallet you contributed from. Nonetheless, these are the three main use cases of the DOT token. Very important to understand that. Now let's talk about Polkadot and how it did in 2021. So this right here is actually the Polkadot Roundup by Dr. Gavin Wood. And it did have a very critical year, as it was a year of building. They built a lot of infrastructure that we're now seeing to come into fruition right now. So the first most important thing that you need to see with the Polkadot whole entire ecosystem is basically it has the most developer activity and it attracts the best developers to actually build on the network. We can see right here with this graph, so the lines of code contributed to the Polkadot codebase over time. This is what the graph represents. The big green area shows the huge amount of logic written over the year, primarily to ensure that Polkadot shards with which it scales are both secure and decentralized. A difficult combination to make work. All right, we can see right here. These days, almost 10,000 developers sit in the substrate and parachain technical channels on Element, up from 2,600 people just 1 year ago, and over 300 individual contributors have made changes to the substrate codebase and over 6,000 separate improvements. It has attracted over 6,000 stars from across the developer community and has been forked around 2,000 times, both doubling in the year. So Polkadot is attracting a lot of developer talent. Now, if you watched my Cosmos Atom video from last week, you would have heard me say how the main difference between Cosmos and Polkadot, or one of the main differences, is the fact that anybody can launch on Cosmos, whereas on Polkadot, you need to get a parachain slot. And in order to get a parachain slot, you need to win the auction, meaning you need to raise millions of dollars. So there is a much higher barrier to entry to launch a project on Polkadot, which I believe is a good thing. I think that a higher barrier to entry attracts more serious individuals who really want to see their project succeed in the end, that know that they need to raise millions of dollars to have their project go live and get a parachain slot. So this to me is extremely bullish for Polkadot in the future of the network. Let's continue on reading the article. Now, one more thing that I will mention about Polkadot is that there were no scams, no rug pulls on the network. Like I just said, there's a very high barrier to entry, and the Web3 Foundation keeps a very tight tab, a very tight fence around the Polkadot Relay Chain and what actually goes live on the network. So there were no scams, and that is a very promising sign, whereas we look at a chain like Ethereum or Binance Smart Chain, or really any EVM blockchain, anybody can launch a token, and there's a lot of fishy business out there, so you really have to stay safe, do your due diligence before you press that buy or sell button on any asset. All right, so no scams, very encouraging. Now I want to show you another metric And this is basically the number of accounts that are holding DOT tokens in their wallet. It is on a major uptrend. We can see the little diagram over here in the top right corner of the screen, but I will show the bigger diagram here. So basically the active accounts from June 2020, as you can see, is increasing at a very rapid rate. There are more and more people creating a Polkadot wallet and funding it with DOT, because in order for that account to be active, you need to hold at least one DOT in the wallet. So this number is on the rise, and it is expected, it's going to go parabolic. This is called network effect, right? And network effect is a major indication of the future of a project's life. And Polkadot, you can't ignore this. If this doesn't make you bullish, I'm not sure what's going on in your noggin there. All right, now moving on, another thing to consider about Polkadot, another bullish indication, is the fact that VC firms and hedge funds prefer Polkadot at any other altcoin. We can see right here this graph from Messari. Messari is a leading crypto research group, leading firm. Basically, we can see right here with this graph that Polkadot is all the way over here on the left, and these are the top assets across Messari-tracked crypto-focused venture and hedge fund portfolios. All right, so there's Polkadot, there's Terra, Near, Oasis, Rose, Solana, but Polkadot is the clear leader here. All right, so hedge funds, crypto funds, venture capitalist firms, they got their DOT bags. Do you? Leave me a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you're holding enough DOT to compete with these hedge funds. Bullish right here. Do not ignore this. Now, with all of this being said, all of this data information that I've shared so far in this video, it's very clear to me that Polkadot is primed up for an amazing year coming up. With that being said, let's talk about the current price action at this moment in time. And one thing, be sure to follow Polkadot on Twitter. They do have 1 million followers, so go and give them a follow to stay up to date with all of their recent updates and future updates as well. Now let's get into the technical analysis segment of the video, and I'm going to start off on a daily time frame to show you basically what we have at play right now at this current moment in time. Alright, so we made an all-time high up here at $55.13. From the all-time high, we have corrected to the lows around 58%. To current price, we're looking at about 50%. Okay, so 50% off the all-time highs on a top-tier Web 3.0 asset that was being built since it started, and now it's actually going live. Everything is coming into place right now. So what should you be looking out for? Well, you can see my nice green price range that I have drawn from 23.60 down to 21. So this is a demand zone on the chart. And let me just blow my candles up right now. You can see we have a nice base rally zone. Has been retested many times, and I mean, even if we just look to the left, we can see this candle wick that sticks out like a sore thumb is a key indicator that this is a key level on the price chart. Whenever I see a candlestick stick out like that, as well as these wicks over here, I mean candle wick, not candlestick. But whenever I see this kind of price action, that's an indication, a clear indication to mark the level. And I've went ahead and marked the overall price range, not one specific price level. I marked the range here with my zone, just so I can see very clearly on the chart what's going on. Now it did just drop a nice horizontal line dotted on the chart where this candle wick tops out, and we can look to 3 days ago, coincidentally enough, the same exact level that this wick came out and stuck out like a sore thumb back in June was actually used and tapped off of. Okay, and you can see we had a nice flash crash liquidation over here in September, and where did price go? Directly back to this level of demand. So demand on Polkadot is from $23 down to $20. And recently, what do we have here? This to me is a bottoming pattern that's formed on the chart here. If you guys are familiar with my style of technical analysis, you would know that I do like to use the Fibonacci retracement, and that is a fractal based off of an Elliott wave. Nonetheless, here you can see that we went ahead and we made a lower low. So this is not a Fib retracement bottoming out formation, but it's still a W. And let me show you the W that it actually is. Right, so this is a double bottom W, where the second bottom is actually lower than the first bottom. Okay, so basically we have a strong impulse wave in, a nice correction, retracement, and then we come back down, we test the bottom, and what this is, it's basically a huge bear trap. All right, watch out for these bear traps and oversold market conditions, because they are great opportunities to catch the trend reversal and catch a huge market swing. Right, so basically what happens is Price comes back down and tests the first bottom, slightly goes below it, but it's usually in a huge pocket of demand. Bulls, buyers step in, push the price up higher, break out from the neckline, and then it's off to the races. So let me demonstrate that to you right now on Polkadot. Basically, we have a very nice, strong impulse wave in, nice retracement higher. Then we make that second bottom that's slightly lower than the first, a huge bear trap. And now we need to come in, we need to break the neckline up here, okay? So the neckline is up here around 31.50. This is a huge level that I am looking out for. With that being said, let me just get rid of this. Hope this W makes sense. That is a very key chart pattern to look out for, and it's really playing out across a few different assets right now. And I have been observing the strength coming out because they're all bear traps and demand zones. So it's very important to be able to understand and identify your supply and demand zones, and then support resistance area as well. Nonetheless, what do we have here? We also have this trend line, all right? And I'm looking out for a break of this trend line around $28, right? I think if we can break this trend line, we'll get the momentum to push up to the $31 neckline. And then we're going to be looking out for a test of the all-time high up here at 55, right? So I don't want to go too into depth. Basically, we do have a bottoming out structure. This is heavily oversold here on the charts. Nice W. Let's go up and let's test the neckline. Look out for the break of this trend line. Let me find my ellipse tool. Look out for the break of this trend line over here at about 28. This is going to be coming into play very soon. And then the main level we need to look out for is a $31 neckline. And then even just to the all-time high from current price, we're looking at a gain of 102% to the highs, okay? So this is a great opportunity here on Polkadot. Now, this is not a price prediction video, but if we're going to be talking about price discovery, I can pull a fib on the chart from the all-time high down to the current swing low over here at 22. And you can see that our first Fibonacci extension level is up here at $63. We'd have one at 75, and then it really gets up into the hundreds relatively quickly. So I did predict last year in 2021 that Polkadot is a three-figure asset, meaning it will trade over $100. And I still do stand behind that statement, right? I strongly believe Polkadot will be trading for over $100 in 2022. So Web 3.0 is the word on everybody's minds right now. And we have a lot of people doing their due diligence, looking for that next best Web 3.0 coin, looking at random articles, looking at Twitter. They find themselves on page number 10 of CoinMarketCap, looking at coins in the 700s rank, thinking it's going to be the next best Web 3.0 coin. Meanwhile, Polkadot is staring them right in the face. This is the main infrastructure play for Web 3.0 in my opinion. I did cover why in this specific video. The ecosystem is now going live. The chart looks very bullish coming off of a bottoming formation. I'm bullish on DOT for this new year. What about you though? Let me know your thoughts on Polkadot by leaving a comment down below. And if you did enjoy this video, make sure you let me know by leaving a like. And if you are new to Crypto Empire, go ahead right now and smash that subscribe button down below and turn on all bell notifications so you don't miss any future videos. And my name is Connor from Crypto Empire, and I will see you in the next video.